Happy Saturday, everybody. Yeah, it's the first day of the car. So good to see so many people already on a Saturday morning. My name is Raphael Kiesel. I will be the moderator of the day. So I'm head of strategy at Rhode and Schwarz. So Rhode and Schwarz is no typical plastics company, I know, but my background is in manufacturing industry, in digitalization, but also in plastics. So I think a good mixture for the topic of the day, which is everything about smart, about being digital, about AI, of course, always with the major of plastics. So again, my name is Raphael. I'm with plastics industry for already 10 years right now. When I did my studies in Madison, Wisconsin, where I started working on the topic of plastics recycling. And within the last years, this topic more and more evolved and got more and more smart. So to do a bit of side advertisement, but only quick, we also published our third part of the book, Understanding Plastics Recycling, where a lot of topics you hear today about circular economy, about digitalization, about AI are already covered and always updated. And before we start in the day, I want to just give you a small intro about AI digitalization for a plastic circular economy, which frames a bit the program of today. And for those of you who might have one or two other meetings, feel always free to come back. So of course there is a story in the day, but if you maybe have to jump out and jump in again, you are always welcome to come back and to join our sessions today. So AI and digitalization, AI is a huge topic. I mean, everybody is talking about AI. Some companies even saying they are not getting more people on board because AI is making everything so more productive. However, before we start talking about AI and about being more productive, we shouldn't forget one thing, and it's getting even boring at the moment, but that's data. Because before we really talk about data, AI, we have to talk about data, and data is connecting factor for everything in the life cycle. So data is kind of the nervous system of a circular economy, because data is everywhere. Data is in the design, data is in the manufacturing, data is in our daily use, and data can also be used when it comes to recycling, to reusing plastics. And this shouldn't be forgotten. And when you listen about, or when you hear about today's presentations, some will also highlight this, that before we talk about AI, before we talk about automation, we really have to first get the data straight and find a system that data is connected. However, once the data is there and we have one system, then of course AI can play a major role. And you will also, when you look at today's titles and the presentations, you will see that most of them cover AI and most of them will also look at AI, because AI definitely turns the data chaos into actionable intelligence. And you will see this a lot today in sometimes over the life cycle, but sometimes also deep dives in certain topics. So what can these topics be? This can be design, that we say, okay, we have digital twins, but also material design. So you will directly also have this in the first presentation, how can data in the design phase be used as a backbone for the further life cycle, because everything starts in the design. And when we talk about recycling, about circular economy, about reusing materials, it's always important to really have the data from the first moment on in the design phase. However, then also in the production, again, where I'm coming from, in the manufacturing, when you want to monitor quality, also here sensors monitor the quality. Sensors monitor, for example, how you worked on your plastics, which temperature you used in an extrusion, which materials you use. So it's also a really important source to have an idea about the product so that you can recycle the product and really use it. In the use phase, for example, digital product passports, also a huge topic. We will have in the afternoon a huge presentation about the digital product pass, how the digital product pass can be, of course, used for reporting, but also for having new business models. And in the recycling, and again, this is also a big part of our book, when we see how much the sorting in the last 10 years evolved, how sorting got more intelligent by AI-powered sorting, by AI-powered classification. It's a huge topic where AI can be used and where we have both improvements when it comes to efficiency, but also when it comes to having better results. So once we speak, and this should never be forgotten, a common digital language, AI can be a huge lever to improve the circular economy of plastics and every step in between, and also to be more competitive as a company. However, and this will also be discussed today, there are also risks about the topic, respectively things we have to, let's say, fulfill before talking about AI. Some of them I already mentioned. So first, we need certain standards. So if you don't have standards, it's impossible to work together. The huge topic of interoperability, so that when data, whether it's from design, manufacturing, usage and recycling, or from different companies, so you all know this, the industry is connected, you work with different suppliers, you have different products. You have to have certain standards in order to bring data together to use it. The big topic of IP, trust and governance. Which topic am I allowed to share? Which data do I want to share to not lose my USP, to not lose my IP? That's a huge topic which needs to be discussed. But again, also this will be covered. The third topic, and I don't know, maybe you can raise your hand. Who comes from material sciences here? So who is a major in material science? Who has a major in data science? So there's one at least. Who has a major in mechanical engineering and stuff like this? And when you see this, we talk a lot about data today. We will talk about AI. But most of us, including me, we have a major which is more from an engineering point of view. And getting engineers in understanding how to use data, how to get better with it, that's still a huge gap we have to fill in order to really bring these ideas into life. And the last topic, the whole topic of how much energy does AI take? I mean, some of you have maybe seen this when it's about ChatGPT, how much data ChatGPT takes, and of course the ethical part. So there are some things we have to solve in order to bring the things to life, but good for you that you're here today, because the many speakers we have today will show you the path forward in many different topics in order to see how you can lift the potential of digitalization and AI, overcome the barriers, and hopefully become more productive and, let's say, have a better product for the customer than you maybe have today. So I'm really looking forward to the day. I'm really happy that you are here. And I'm also happy to directly jump into the product. I'm even 5 minutes before time, which is good because we have a really high tech until this afternoon without a break. So I would say let's use this 5 minutes and directly jump into it. And as I showed you earlier, we have different parts of the life cycle where AI and digitalization plays an important role. And I would say with the first presentation, we start in the beginning, which is the development phase. And in the first presentation with the topic AI-powered material intelligence, as the title says, I mean, you all probably know the pressure you have being more sustainable, having high quality, and also innovative. And as I said, the best data source starts in the beginning in the development phase, and especially when we talk about plastics, of course, in the material development phase. And with this, I want to give a warm welcome to Stefan Thomas, and I want to introduce him on the stage.